And welcome in for the broadcast here at Herman Brothers Field. Former MLB manager and player Dusty Baker is in attendance tonight at this ball game as he just made his first pitch of the ball game. As we're about to get set and underway here at Herman Brothers Field between the Matsu Miners and the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. The Miners will be the visiting team in this ball game, as the Miners will be the visiting team and the Glacier Pilots will be the home team. And we are just about, as we're about to get set and underway here at Herman Brothers Field. It's win or go home for the Matsu Miners as they lost last night 5-1 to the Pilots. The Pilots now hold the series lead at 1-0, best 2 out of 3. Let's not waste any time and get ready with these lineups. First, for the visiting Matsu Miners, Justin Kirby will bat leadoff. He's in right, followed by Kobe Boulware. He's in left field. Eric Webb is in center. Those are the three due up here in the top of the first inning. Then batting cleanup is Cody Huff. He's at third. Tanner Carlson to follow. He's at first. Batting sixth is Tyler Porter. He's at second. Sam Thompson will be the designated hitter for the Miners in this ball game, followed by Robbie Brew. He'll be catching, and rounding out the order in the 9 spot, Caden Hogan, and he is at short. Those hitters will be going up against Troy Melton of the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Melton 0 for 2 on the season with a 2.62 ERA, making his 10th appearance in 7 starts. 7th start of the season, 37 2/3 innings pitched with 30 strikeouts to 17 walks. As Justin Kirby makes his way to the right-handed batter's box, we're about ready to get underway here at Herman Brothers Field for a beautiful night for baseball. Melton ready on the mound. The first pitch is fouled down the first base line, out of play for strike 1. Melton facing up against the Miners. His last start was against the Miners on July 24th, where he went 5 2/3 of inning of work. 0-1 pitch on the way, misses upstairs. The count evens up at 1-1. He had 4 runs, 3 of those being earned on 6 hits, 6 strikeouts to 2 walks, and he got the no decision. 1-1 pitch hits the inside part of the plate for strike 2. Kirby quickly down the count, 1-2. As Melton wasting no time, ready with the 1-2. As that swung on and missed for a strike 3. Kirby down on strikes for the first out of this ball game, which brings up Kobe Boulware. Miners last night only getting 3 hits on the board as in that ball game, and 3 separate players getting those hits. Boulware ready in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch swinging, grounding it over to short. Matt Otino fields it, fires on to first in time for out number 2. Mark that down as a 6-3 ground out to get Boulware retired, which brings up the ABL Player of the Year, Eric Webb. Webb batted .368 in the regular season, as he ended the regular season first in average, doubles, runs, RBIs, and slugging. He was also 5th in stolen bases as he gets ready in the right-handed batter's box. First offering to him from Melton is swung on and missed for strike 1. This is Melton's 4th time facing the Miners, making his 3rd start, as the 0-1 pitch is in there for strike 2. He pitched the Miners 12 2/3 of inning, giving up 8 earned runs and 14 hits over that 4-game span. 0-2 pitch misses on the inside part of the plate for ball 1. As Melton has no wins and 1 loss against the Miners. 1-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. Melton strikes out 2 in the inning. Goes 3 up, 3 down against the Miners. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. Blake Payton is your starting pitcher for the Miners, As we're heading to the bottom of the first. We are scoreless here at Herman Brothers Field. Here we are in the bottom half of the first inning as we get the Glacier Pilots lineup to you guys at home. Batting first for the Pilots, number 3, Dalen Clifton. He's in center field. George Mendozana will be at third. He's batting second. Garrett Spain to follow. He's in right. Those are the 3 due up here in the first, as Matt Otino is in the cleanup spot at shortstop. Zach Morgan to follow at catching. E.J. Andrews in the 6th spot. He's in left, as Alex Baeza batting 7th. He's at first. Designated hitting tonight for the Pilots is Bradley Knighting. And then rounding things out in the 9th spot is Malcolm Tipler. Starting pitcher tonight for the Miners, Blake Payton, as he's making his 12th appearance and 6th start. He is 3-0 on the season with a 2.67 ERA, as the southpaw out of University of Arizona kicks and deals the first pitch for ball 1. Payton has 30 1/3 inning of work, as the 1-0 pitch misses in the dirt for ball 2. Has 30 strikeouts to 16 walks, 14 hits, and has less than a 1 walks and hits per inning average. 2-0 pitch from Payton on the way, misses outside, and Clifton quickly ahead in the count, 3-0. .30 offering on its way. It's a fastball right down the middle for strike 1, and Clifton moves it to a hitter's count at 3-1. Payton looks in, gets his sign from Robbie Brew behind the plate. The 3-1 pitch is lined into left field. Running in is Kobe Boulware, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. The Miners' defensive alignment looking like Blake Payton is pitching. He's throwing to Robbie Brew behind the plate. Tanner Carlson's playing first. Tyler Porter at second. Caden Hogan is at shortstop. And Cody Huff is at the hot corner at third. The outfield for the Miners, Colby Boulware is in left, Eric Webb in center, and Justin Kirby in right. Now batting for the Glacier Pilots is George Mendozana, as the first pitch to him is fouled straight back. And Payton gets ahead in the count here, 0-1. Payton looks in, 0-1 offering on its way. It's grounded over to second baseman Tyler Porter. Porter fields it, fires on to Tanner Carlson at first, in time for out number 2. 4-3 ground out if you're keeping score at home, bringing up Garrett Spain to the plate. Spain getting ready in the left-handed batter's box, lefty on lefty matchup, as the first offering on its way misses low from Blake Payton for ball 1. This is Payton's 5th appearance against the Pilots. He's 1-0 with 8 earned runs on 11 hits and 14 strikeouts, as the 1-0 pitch is fouled out of play for strike 1. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. If your car needs a new taillight or just sort of any nut, bolt, or screw, be sure to visit the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts, as the 1-1 pitch is lined in to left center field. That's going to drop up against the wall, and Spain will round first, heading for second, and he'll hold up there with the 2-out double.
Now batting, shortstop number 5, Matt
First hit of the ball game comes in the bottom half of the first inning with 2 outs, as Spain now will be in scoring position with Matt Otino coming to the plate. Pilots last night with 12 hits, as they did all their work in the 5th inning, scoring 4 runs to put them up 5-1 and win that ball game. First offering to Otino, waved at it, missed for strike 1, as Peyton is looking to work himself out of the possible 2-out rally by the Glacier Pilots. Peyton looks in, gets his sign. Spain gets his lead off a second. Peyton, 0-1 pitch on the way, waved at and missed for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first inning. Pilots have a runner on second, with Matt Otino standing in at the plate. Peyton ready at the belt, looks in, the 0-2 offering is popped up down the first base line. Running over is Tanner Carlson and Justin Kirby. They'll fight to make that catch, but that ball will drop right in the middle of them, as that will drop for a foul ball, and the count will remain 0-2. Win or go home situation here for the Miners. Here in the first inning, Pilots have a runner on second. 0-2 is your count to Matt Otino at the plate. Peyton looks in, ahead in the count, gets his sign from Robbie Brew. Ready at the belt, looks over to Spain at second. 0-2 offering on its way, misses low for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Matt Otino at the plate. Zach Morgan stands on deck, as Peyton working deliberately here to get himself out of this inning. Checks the runner off at second. Will step off. Won't throw it over, but will eye down Spain. Reapplies himself on the rubber. Looks in to face off against Otino. Collects himself at the belt. Looks in, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Peyton's first strikeout on the day. The Pilots will leave 1 runner on 1 hit. No errors and no runs scored. As we're headed to the second inning, Miners and Pilots are scoreless. Four, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Matsu Miners here in the top of the second inning. We have a scoreless ball game here in the top of the second. Cody Huff to lead things off. Tanner Carlson and Tyler Porter will be due up in this inning, as Cody Huff steps into the right-handed batter's box. Troy Melton, a 2-strikeout first inning, gets ready on the mound. First offering, swung on and driven into right field, as that will drop for a leadoff single. Miners get the leadoff man on a single, which is Cody Huff.
First base number 8, Tanner Carlson.
Cody Huff in last night's game got things started in the first inning with a single. One of 3 players in last night's game to get a base hit. That brings up Tanner Carlson to the plate, the 247 regular season hitter out of Elk Grove, California. First pitch, he looks to bunt, gets that down, but that will go down foul down the first base line as Huff will move back to first base. Miners looking to small ball it and move Huff over to second here. As Huff, the leadoff single. Melton on the mound, looks in, gets his sign from Zach Morgan. Gets ready at the belt on the mound. The 0-1 pitch. Carlson looked to bunt, got it back in time. The throw down to first will be in time on the snap throw. So Huff quickly will be thrown out at first to eliminate that leadoff single. There's now one out. A 1-1 count to Tanner Carlson at the plate. Nobody on for the Miners now. Carlson most likely not going to bunt here as the 1-1 pitch is in there for strike two right down the middle. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Carlson ready at the plate. The 1-2 offering to him. Grounded down the third base line, but that'll go foul. Down right by the third base coach, David Dennis. First base coach for the Miners, as always, is Jeff Erlab. Carlson stands in. The 1-2 popped up down the first base line. Zach Morgan gets under it and makes the catch for out number 2. Two up, 2 down for the Miners so far,
Second baseman, number 9.
which brings up Tyler Porter. Porter stands in the left-handed batter's box. 2 outs now, nobody on. As he gets ready, Troy Melton kicks and deals the first offering to him. That's grounded over to short. Matt Otino with the sliding catch will throw on to first in time for out number 3. So Miners get 1 hit. They won't leave anybody on. No errors and no runs scored. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Miners and Pilots are scoreless. Five, 6, and 7 hitters due up here in the bottom half of the second inning, as Zach Morgan, E.J. Anders, and Alex Baeza of the Glacier Pilots are due up. Blake Payton on the mound for the Miners here in the bottom half of the second inning. The Miners starting pitcher in his last appearance against the Pilots on July 26th went 4 innings of work with 3 earned runs, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 5 walks, as he looks to do just as well of work here tonight. Looks in, first offering, misses outside for ball 1. 1-0 count to Zach Morgan. And Brandon, Blake Payton undoubtedly is probably the most upbeat, positive guy of the Miners team. He's always dancing around at batting practice as the 1-0 pitch is swung on a miss for strike 1. And, you know, he's kind of like the hype man of the team.
Well, there's a lot of characters on this team, Nick. There's no question about that. That's one thing we figured out about a lot of players on this team very quickly. There's a lot of passion and a lot of comedians in the locker room, as well as we noticed as the 1-1 pitch misses outside. Just a lot of fun to be around this team all season long.
1-1 is your count, as the 2-1 offering is lined into left field. That will drop for a base hit, and the leadoff man for the Pilots is on.
Now batting, left fielder.
So Miners and Pilots in this inning getting their leadoff man on a single. That brings up E.J. Andrews to the plate. Runner on first, no outs. Miners team ERA of the season, a 2.93. Comparing that to the Pilots, a 2.91. So both are similar in ERA, as the first pitch to E.J. Andrews is popped up down the first baseline and out of play, and Andrews is behind the count now, 0-1. Cody Huff over at third, riding the infield grass in case Andrews looks to drop a bunt down. Second and short are in double play depth, as the 0-1 pitch on its way misses upstairs for ball one. Count evens up at 1-1. No outs and a runner on first. Peyton looks in, gets his sign from Brew. Looks over to Morgan at first, checks him off as the 1-1 pitch on its way will miss inside for ball one. 2 balls, 1 strike, and no outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Pilots have 2 hits now to the Miners 1, and we are scoreless here at Herman Brothers Field. Peyton gets set and ready at the belt. 2-1 pitch on its way is popped up. Tyler Porter will get under it in the infield and make the catch for out number 1.
Now batting,
That brings up Alex Baeza to the plate.
Baeza.
Baeza gets set in the left-handed batter's box. Lefty on lefty matchup between him and Blake Peyton. Peyton looks in, gets his sign from Brew, checks Morgan off at first. Ready with the first offering to Baeza. That ball is lofted into center field. That ball will drop in front of Eric Webb. Webb will field it. And the Pilots will have 2 on now, runners at first and second, as the single will move Morgan over to second.
Designated hitter, number 36.
2 on, 1 out for Bradley Knighting at the plate. And Brandon, last night in the ball game, the Pilots and the Miners were battling out for the most part up until that 5th inning. But that 5th inning, the Pilots were able to rally, and that's something that they can do here in this situation possibly.
And the Pilots lineup is very dangerous. I know they're known for their pitching. They had the best staff ERA in the ABL this past year, but you can't overlook their lineup. They had 13 hits last night, now 3 here in the second. We'll see if Peyton can work his way out of trouble.
First offering to Knighting misses outside for ball one. Runners on first and second, which is Alex Baeza at first and Zach Morgan at second. Leadoff man for the Pilots singled. And then Baeza with 1 out delivers a single. 1-0 count to Knighting at the plate, as that pitch is swung on and missed. And the count leaving up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out here at Herman Brothers Field, as the Miners are looking to get themselves out of a jam here. Back-to-back innings for the Pilots with runners in scoring position. As Peyton gets set and ready on the mound, the 1-1 pitch will just miss on the outside part of the plate with a fastball. 2-1 is your count. Malcolm Tipler stands in on deck with Dalen Clifton in the hole. Peyton looks in, gets his sign from Robbie Brew. Checks Morgan off at second. 2-1 pitch fouled out of play. Count moves to 2-2. That foul brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. If your car needs a new taillight or just sort of any nut, bolt, or screw, be sure to visit the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're located in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. Peyton looks in. The 2-2 pitch on its way misses way outside for ball 3. Count goes full here. And Brandon, big pitch here from Peyton.
Yeah, very pivotal pitch, first and second with 1 down. For the most part, Peyton's had good control here on the evening. Only 1 batter has been throwing more than 2 balls up here against Bradley Knighting. Full count pitch. We'll see what Peyton decides to throw. Now he plans to attack.
Peyton looks in. Bradley Knighting ready in the left-handed batter's box will call time. Bradley Knighting steps out of the box, catches a breath, and recollects himself and steps right back in.
And Peyton normally a very quick worker as well, but we're seeing a little bit slower tempo tonight on his behalf, a lot more deliberate and patient from pitch to pitch.
Peyton ready on the mound. Checks the runner off at second. The payoff pitch grounded down the first base line. That's fielded by Carlson. He'll realize his only play is to step on first and get the second out of the inning. Runners will move up to second and third. 2 outs now for Malcolm Tipler coming to the plate. Good situational awareness there by Carlson just to get the 1 out and have Peyton face off against Tipler with runners at second and third.
And it was too slow of a ground ball down the line to turn 2 there. So again, good awareness by Carlson. Didn't try to force the issue on a double play. Just got the smart out in the second out of the inning.
Tipler stands in ready. First offering 2 misses outside for ball 1. Big out there for the Miners as Tipler stands in with 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs with 2 on. Both runners in scoring position as the 1-0 pitch on its way. Malcolm Tipler checked his swing. The check down to the third base umpire will be unsuccessful as the count moves to 2 balls and no strikes. Blake Payton gets ready on the mound with the 2-0 pitch. 2-0 pitch on its way, misses upstairs with the fastball for ball 3. Dalen Clifton stands in on deck. He's 0 for 1 on the ball game. As the 9-hitter Tipler stands in at the plate. 3-0 pitch. It's a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs with 2 on. Here in the bottom half of the second inning. 3-1 offering to Tipler, misses outside for ball 4. Bases are now loaded to Dalen Clifton at the plate.
And first walk of the night for Blake Payton. Open base, however, but nowhere to hide now. Bases loaded, 2 down. A pivotal at-bat here as Payton tries to put another 0 on the board. Miners struck first last night. Pilots threatening to do so here this evening. Back to the top of the order with Dalen Clifton.
Malcolm Tipler stands at first, Baeza at second, and Zach Morgan is at third. Dalen Clifton stands at the plate. Blake Payton with the first pitch, as that will miss outside for ball 1. As Robbie Brew will come out and have a word with Blake Payton. Brandon, if you're Payton in this situation, obviously an out is what you need. What are you throwing here if you're Blake Payton?
Well, first off, a good heads-up move there by Robbie Brew. 5 of the last 6 pitches for Payton have missed out of the zone, so good move by the catcher to head out to the mound and sort of calm Payton down here, just trying to get him to relax and communicate here as to how to attack Clifton. I'd say go right after him with the fastballs here.
We'll see what Payton does. 1-0 pitch from him on the way. There's a fastball in there for strike 1 on the inside part of the plate. Count evens up at 1-1. All bases covered here in the bottom half of the second inning. 1-1 pitch from Payton. Will miss inside for ball 2. Clifton flew out to left in his first at-bat. Stands in here with bases loaded. A chance to break the tie as the 2-1 pitch on its way is fouled down the third base line in to the Pilots dugout, and the count will even up at 2-2. 2's on the board here in the second inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. All bases covered as Blake Payton trying to work himself out of a jam. 2-2 pitch from Payton on its way. It's fouled down the first base line, and the count will remain 2-2. Payton looks to get himself out of a jam here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch on the way. Misses upstairs for ball 3. And again, a 3-2 situation for Blake Payton.
And with 2 down, runners will be moving on the pitch.
As Robbie Brew reminded his infield of just that. 3-2 pitch from Payton on its way. Misses in the dirt for ball 4. Alex Baeza will have to hold up at third as 1 run will score for the Pilots. Ball 4 to score. Zach Morgan from third. Baeza will move to third. Tipler to second. And Dalen Clifton will take first. Good awareness there by Robbie Brew to get that pass ball as fast as possible to prevent another run from scoring. As pitching coach Jeff Erlab will come out and have a mound visit here with bases loaded and 2 outs. All infields in, giving support to Blake Payton on the mound as he has walked the second man of this inning. Still not out of danger with bases loaded here, as the pitching discussion on the mound will conclude and all players will go back to their respective positions. All bases covered here with George Mendozona at the plate. Mendozona 0 for 1 on the ball game with a ground out to second in the first inning. He now stands in the second inning, bases loaded, 2 outs. Blake Payton on the mound, first offering to him, misses inside for ball 1. As Garrett Spain stands in on deck. 1-0 offering on its way, misses inside and runs in and hits Mendozona. So Baeza will come in to score, making it a 2-0 ball game. Clifton will move to second, Tipler to third, and Mendozona will take first on the hit by pitch. Garrett Spain, a man you don't want to see up in this situation for the Miners.
And he's been red hot over these last 2 games. 3 hits last night, already has 1 hit tonight, 4 hits in the series as he stands in. Tough out here.
Spain 3 for 4 last night with an RBI. 1 for 1 tonight with a double. First pitch to him is in there for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs to Garrett Spain at the plate. All bases covered. 2 have already scored as the 0-1 pitch on its way misses low for ball 1. Count evens up here 1-1. As the Pilots are rallying. 2 runs have already scored, threatening to do more here in the bottom of the second. 1-1 pitch on its way, runs inside and misses for ball 2.
And a right-hander now getting loose in the Miners' bullpen as well. It appears it's Evan Floyd who has been a workhorse for Mat-Su throughout this last month. We'll see how much longer Payton goes and if he can work himself out of this jam.
Payton looks in. 2-1 pitch on its way is fouled out of play, and the count evens up at 2-2. 2's on the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs to Garrett Spain at the plate. Miners, it's win or go home here. So we could see a lot of pitching changes in this game to just get outs. 2-2 pitch on its way from Payton. Spain thought about going, but able to hold back. Gets away from Brew. Good job by Robbie Brew to get to the ball as fast as he can and limit Tipler to staying at third. Another 3-2 situation for Blake Payton. His 3rd one of the inning. As he looks to get himself out of a jam here, all runners go. Payoff pitch on its way, grounded on the first base line, but that will trail foul, and the count will remain 3-2. All runners running on the pitch have to go back to first, second, and third. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mendozona stands in at first, Clifton at second, Tipler at third. Payton ready on the mound. The payoff pitch will hit the outside part of the plate for strike 3 to ring up Garrett Spain. Pilots will leave 3 on, but they do score 2 on 2 hits and no errors. We're going to the top of the 3rd inning. Pilots have a 2-0 lead. Sam Thompson looks in to get things going here in the top of the third inning, as he was one of three people in last night's ball game to get a hit, as the first offering to him is in there for strike one on the outside part of the plate. Sam Thompson, Cody Huff, and Justin Kirby, only minors to get hits in last night's ball game, as they're limited to 3. 0-1 pitch on its way to Thompson, in there for strike 2. 6 up, 6 down for the Miners. Only 1 hit so far through 2 innings, as they're trying to get a rally here and battle back in the top of the third. 0-2 pitch misses outside for ball 1. As just a reminder that the Miners are the visiting team, although we are at Herman Brothers Field. 1-2 pitch grounded down the first base line. Baeza will field it. It'll get away from him. He recollects himself, throws down to first in time to Troy Melton, that was running over there, and will make the play for out number 1. Robbie Brew now stands in at the plate, and one of his friends is here at the ballpark supporting him tonight. Darren Baker, whose father is Dusty Baker, who you might remember as being a head coach for the Washington Nationals a couple years ago. Also played for the Atlanta Braves and San Francisco Giants. 0-1 pitch on its way from Melton, swung on and missed for strike 2. And Brandon, that's pretty cool that he's able to make it out. Apparently he loves to fish. That's why he was in Alaska. Realized that there was a game tonight, as the 0-2 pitch grounded down the first base line, just foul, and will keep the count at 0-2.
Well, it's a nice combo, fishing and baseball up here in Alaska. We got plenty of it. I'm not quite the fisher like you are over here, Nick. I remember the Kenai trip. You caught your fair share, though. You held your own on the Kenai River.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much a week ago where we headed down the Kenai. We were able to get some fishing in on an off day. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3 to get Brew down on strikes. Third strikeout on the night for Troy Melton, as that brings up the 9-hitter Caden Hogan.
It's good to see Dusty Baker here tonight, too. It was very nice when we talked to him before the game very briefly. I mean, many people were trying to talk to him, and as you would expect, a very successful player and manager with several Major League Baseball teams.
Threw out the first pitch of the ballgame, as the first pitch to Hogan is grounded shortly down the third base line. Third baseman George Mendozona fields it, throws on to first for out number 3. 1-2-3 inning for the Miners. No runs, no hits, and no errors. No runs scored. We head the bottom half of the third inning. Pilots lead this one 2-0. 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up here in the third inning for the Glacier Pilots. Zach Morgan to get things going. Only Pilots hitter not to get a chance to hit in the second inning, as they batted 8 and scored 2 runs, left 3 on. Otino, Morgan, and E.J. Andrews will be due up in this half inning. 1-0 pitch from Peyton, swung on and missed for strike 1, as the Miners bullpen will be starting to loosen up here as the 1-1 pitch will hit the outside part of the plate for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs as the 1-2 pitch from Peyton on its way. Hits the outside part of the plate for strike 3, ringing up Matt Otino. Back-to-back strikeouts for Blake Peyton
Number 13,
as
Morgan.
his 3rd strikeout of the night. We'll get the first out of the inning here in the 3rd, bringing up Zach Morgan to the plate.
Good job here by Peyton, getting back into his rhythm. As you see, quickly steps back out on the mound. We've noticed that this year, once Peyton starts to set down a couple batters, starts working quickly, gets himself in a very good rhythm.
First pitch to Morgan on its way, misses upstairs for ball 1. Morgan 1 for 1 on the day with a single and later scored in the 2nd inning. 1-0 pitch on its way, popped up, out of play, for strike 1. That foul ball is brought to you by the Palmer Bar. Now with outdoor seating, you can enjoy a refreshing drink and good friends outdoors in the Alaskan sunshine. Located in the heart of Palmer, visit the Palmer Bar for a great place to grab a bite to eat. 1-1 pitch misses inside for ball 2. Count moves to 2-1 to Zach Morgan at the plate. Peyton looks in, gets his sign from Robbie Brew behind the plate, the 2-1 offering. Bounces off the plate for ball 3. A hitter's count now to Morgan. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. As Peyton looks in, gets his sign. 3-1 pitch on its way, misses upstairs for ball 4. Morgan will take first on the base on balls.
Now batting, left fielder, number 31.
Peyton's 3rd walk of the night and 4th free pass. 1 out, 1 on for the Pilots. Win or go home here for the Miners as they are facing elimination. This would be the first time since 2013 that the Miners would not be in that championship ball game. First offering to E.J. Andrews hits the inside part of the plate for strike 1. And Brandon, one of the factors relating to that is the 10 guys had to go home due to injury for the Miners. And GM Pete Christopher, we had a conversation with him. He said that the most prior was 3 or 4 in a past season. 0-1 pitch, misses in the dirt, gets away from Brew, and Zach Morgan will head on to second.
And yeah, that's never something you like to see as a general manager. It's always tough to replace players and bring them up to Alaska. He said no more than 3 or 4 ever in a season have had to go home, and this year it's in the double digits. But the Miners have done a good job of embracing that sort of next man up mentality. You know, if one man gets injured or has to go home, then another steps up. 26-18 finish to the regular season, put themselves in second place. They've done a good job.
1-1 pitch from Peyton, misses upstairs for ball 2. Peyton looking to get himself out of a jam yet for another inning. All 3 innings he's pitched, he has had a runner in scoring position. 2-1 offering on the way, misses in the dirt. Good stop there by Brew to prevent Morgan from heading to third. Andrews now has a 3-1 count to him. Andrews is also 0 for 1 in the ballgame with a pop fly in that second inning. As Peyton looks in with the man on second, E.J. Andrews at the plate, and Alex Baeza will stand in on deck. Peyton looks in, the 3-1 offering. Misses in the dirt for ball 4, and Andrews will take first. 4th walk for Peyton on the day, as there'll be runners on first and second for the Glacier Pilots as they're threatening yet for another inning in a row.
And not all bad on that walk there, because you do have the double play ball now set up. The middle infield of Porter and Hogan will move closer to the bag at second with first and second one down. There is a chance at the twin killing, and Baeza not the fastest runner, so a quick turn could get him at first base for 2.
Baeza now stands in ready at the plate. Blake Peyton collects himself on the mound. First offering misses inside for ball 1. Another ABL action. 10 minutes away from first pitch down in Anchorage for the Anchorage Bucks and the Peninsula Oilers. Last night the Oilers got a 6-0 lead, but just as quickly as they got it, they lost it, as the Bucks ended up coming back and winning that ball game 7-6 as the 1-0 pitch hits the outside part of the plate for strike one.
And we're seeing again tonight the home plate umpire giving a lot of leeway to the pitchers on that outside corner. If you're Blake Payton, you want to live there and keep it away from these left-handed hitters, especially Beza, who's been red hot for the Pilots.
1-1 pitch from Payton on the way, bounces off home plate. The runner goes from second to third, and E.J. Anders will take off for second as well. Both runners moving up 90 feet. Morgan now stands in at third. E.J. Anders now at second. As again, for that series down in Anchorage, the Bucks hold a 1-0 lead over the Oilers. The other Anchorage team holds a 1-0 lead over the Mat-Su Miners as we see the infield for the Miners playing in now on the infield grass. 2-1 pitch to Baeza on the way, grounded on the first base line. Carlson will look over at third, make sure the runner isn't going, and touches first base for out number 2.
Can't ask for much more as a pitcher there with the infield playing in on the grass with 2 men on, especially a runner at first, less than 2 outs. You always want that ground ball to be hit right to the infielder. That's exactly what happened right there. Good awareness by Carlson to eye down the runner at third, make sure he wasn't going, and touch the bag for the second out.
Carlson, one of the best defensive smartness, has the most defensive smartness on the team for the Miners, as the Pilots have runners at second and third. 2 outs now in the infield going back to regular positions. Ball gets away from Robbie Brew for ball 1. Bradley Knighting stands in at the plate in his first plate appearance, a 3 unassisted, as he stands in now with runners in scoring position, which are E.J. Andrews and Zach Morgan. Second and third, 2 outs, 1-0 pitch on the way, swung on and missed for strike 1. Payton working quickly, ready on the mound. Knighting steps in the left-handed batter's box, lefty on lefty matchup, 1-1 offering. On the way, misses off the plate for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. 2-0 ball game in favor of the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. 2-1 pitch on the way from Payton is fouled up, out of play, and the count leaving up at 2-2. 2's on the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. As Knighting will get ready in the box. Both runners on were granted on a base on balls as the 2-2 pitch bounces off the plate for ball 3. Full count now to Knighting at the plate. First base is open.
And Floyd once again warming up for the Miners in the right field corner. Stopped there at the start of the inning, but they've got him working again.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Knighting at the plate. Payoff pitch from Payton, as that will be in there on the inside part of the plate. Great off-speed pitch to get Knighting looking. 4th strikeout on the night for Blake Payton, as the Pilots will leave 2 on no hits, no errors, and no runs scored. We head to the top of the 4th inning. I'm throwing it over to Brandon Monty for the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. As we head to the top of the 4th inning, Miners trail 2-0.
Top of the fourth here at Herman Brothers Field. The Mat-Su Miners trailing the Anchorage Glacier Pilots 2-0 as the green and gold coming back up to bat. Brandon Monty with you alongside Nick Veland on YouTube Live as the first pitch to Kirby, a changeup that drops in at the knees for a called strike one. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Miners so far. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Pilots as the 0-1 pitch misses in the dirt outside and low and gets away from the catcher, Zach Morgan. So the count now even 1-1. Kirby on the day 0 for 1, hitting in the leadoff spot. Struck out swinging his first time around. The Kent State Golden Flash stands in. 1-1 pitch on the way. A bouncing ball to third. Picked up on the short hop by Mendozona. Throws across the bag to first for out number 1. Chalk it up as 5-3 if you're keeping score at home. That's the first out of the inning as Troy Melton has now set down the last 7 batters he's faced. And the number 2 hitter, Kobe Boulware, now stands in. Boulware 0 for 1, grounded out to short in his first at-bat. Righty on righty matchup as the first pitch is popped foul down the right field line, and this one will drift out of play into the stands. Boulware went 0 for 4 in game 1. Had a season-high 4 hits in the final game of the regular season for the Miners against the Chinooks. 0-1. Fastball misses inside, and the count now 1-1. Boulware, an Anthem, Arizona native by way of Arkansas, awaits the 1-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses just a bit low. Don't think Melton agreed with that call, but regardless, he's behind 2-1. Nobody on, 1 down, top of the fourth. The 2-1 pitch on the way to Boulware, a slider, and this one is in there at the knees. The count evens at 2-2. Beautiful night for baseball here in Palmer. Sun beaming down on the field from right field as a 2-2 pitch on the way as a soft liner back up the middle, and this one will find its way into center for a base hit. Second hit of the night for the Miners on a soft line drive single back where it came from for Kobe Boulware. His first hit of the postseason. He's now 1 for 6 as that brings up the Alaska Baseball League Player of the Year, Eric Webb.
And Boulware is such a key part of the Miners' offense. Once he gets on base, he's most likely stealing second and just keeps the bases running and gets the Miners just going into a big rally. So we'll see what Boulware does here off of first. A great base stealer.
Boulware gets his lead from first. Melton working from the stretch. First pitch to Webb, a fastball swung on and missed for strike 1. Webb is 0 for 5 in the postseason so far. Boulware's at first. He was 3rd in the ABL in stolen bases during the regular season. 15 for 18. 0-1 pitch. Fastball in there, paints the outside corner for a called strike 2. And Nick, we continue to see the home plate umpire giving the pitchers the benefit of the doubt on that outside corner. A little extra wiggle room over these past 2 games.
Yeah, and it's good to see that he's calling it at least both ways. So he's being fair with both teams in this situation.
Boulware's on the move. 0-2 pitch is swung on and popped up down the left field line, and this one will get out of play, so the count remains 0-2.
And the hitters will get frustrated with it, but they've been seeing it yesterday and now today as well, that he's calling it that outside pitch. So if you see it on the outside part of the plate, you better be swinging or else you're going to get rung up.
So far on the night, Melton has 2 strikeouts. He's ready at the belt. The right-hander deals 0-2. Check swing by Webb, and they say it was fouled off the skinny part of his bat into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. Webb disagreed with the call. A questionable call there, as that's strikeout number 3 for Troy Melton. Nick, I don't know about you, but I did not see the ball touch the bat on that one. It was a pitch high and inside. Webb was just trying to duck out of the way, stuck his bat out a little bit, but the home plate umpire said he made contact and ticked it into the catcher's mitt.
Yeah, the home plate umpire could have possibly heard the sound of a bat getting hit as well. That could have been possibly it.
Boulware's on the move. First pitch to Huff is in there. The throw down to second is in time, and Boulware is called out on a bang-bang play at second base. Zach Morgan throws out Kobe Boulware, and now third base coach David Dennis is heading over to second. Another questionable call there. 2 consecutive questionable calls by this umpiring staff as that retires the side.
Unbelievable.
And a lot of frustration
That's surprising.
from the Miners on that one.
Can't do anything about it, but
I suppose you can, as that retires the side. We're through 3.5 here at Herman Brothers Field. The score, the Pilots 2, the Miners nothing.
In the bottom of the fourth, second baseman Ray Malcolm Tipler.
Bottom of the fourth here at Herman Brothers Field on a beautiful Friday night for playoff baseball as Anchorage leads the Matsu Miners 2-0. 9-1-2 coming up for Jeff Pritchard's Pilots. First pitch to Malcolm Tipler on the way is a bouncing ball foul, and he fouled it off one of his feet as it rolls over to Pritchard, who is the first base coach for the Pilots as well. Tipler, the only Pilot who did not get a hit in Game 1. 13 hits total for the Pilots. The Miners had just 3 in Game 1 of this series. The Pilots took 5-1 as the Miners fighting to keep their season alive here tonight. 0-1 pitch. Tipler squares bunt and lays one down the third baseline. It's barehanded by Huff. Throws across his body to first. In time for the out. Sensational play by Cody Huff.
yeah, great barehanded play there by Huff. He was also playing in on that play too. Realizing the bunt situation, running in and charging it, barehanding it, throwing it down to first as hard as he can, realizing how fast Tipler is. Great all-around play there by Huff.
Not an easy play to make there for the Miners' third baseman, who is named the Utility Man of the Year in the Alaska Baseball League. As that brings us back to the top of the order, the Pilots lineup turns over to Dalen Clifton. First pitch. Slider, backdoor slider for that matter, breaks in on the outside corner for a called strike one. Peyton working quickly, the 0-1 pitch on the way, a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one. We've just hit 7 o'clock Alaska time here at Palmer. Beautiful night for baseball. Temperature in the mid-70s as Clifton chases an off-speed pitch in the dirt and misses. It's 1-2. Clifton steps out of the box to try. It's 2-2.
Yeah, when Blake Payton gets in a rhythm, he's dangerous because he works fast and keeps you on your heels. And it's a scary sight to be a hitter with Payton on a roll.
2-2. Fastball upstairs, and the counts run full 3-2. No action in the Miners' bullpen down the right field line. Floyd's been in and out working as a 3-2 pitch on the way misses in the dirt and gets past Robbie Brew. That's ball 4. Fifth walk of the night for Blake Payton as the Pilots have a man on first in the form of Dalen Clifton. And so far on the year, Clifton has been one of the fastest base runners in the Alaska Baseball League, was 17 for 19 during the regular season in stolen bases. That was good for second in the Alaska Baseball League. Lefty on lefty matchup, Pac-12 versus Pac-12 as George Mendozona stands in. And now Payton throws over to first, and that one was not in time. And Nick, we've seen this year, Payton has been called for a couple of balks. There are times where he motions towards the plate and then throws to first and adjusts his lift leg. As Payton comes set, now working from the stretch. First pitch on the way to Mendozona. Fastball high and outside, 1-0.
Yeah, and he, gambles with that a little bit because he does the non-traditional throw down to first where he tries to, really ride that border between trying to fake out the runner at first, and sometimes he gets away with it and gets the runner out.
1-0 pitch, another breaking ball that misses in the dirt for ball 2. So far on the night, Peyton 3 1/3 innings of work. He's allowed 2 runs on 3 hits, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. The left-hander from Santee, California, trying to put another goose egg on the board here. Pilots up 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Mendozona stands into the left-handed batter's box. 2-0 pitch is a fastball that's waved at him, missed for strike 1. And Nick, the Pilots, the home team tonight in the ABL playoff series, are played at the home team's location, but the home team is alternated between games 1 through 3, as with travel constraints, they keep the games at just one location. 2-1, and now Peyton throwing over to first, and Clifton slides back in safely. Mendozona steps out, now back into the box, wearing his orange and gray Oregon State Beaver cleats, along with orange and gray batting gloves. Lefty on lefty matchup, and now Peyton throwing over to first again to keep Clifton in check. He's back in standing. The other ABL playoff matchup just getting underway in Anchorage between the Bucks and the Oilers, the 1 versus 4 seed matchup. Bucks lead that series 1-0. As the 2-1 pitch on the way, another fastball, another swing and a miss by Mendozona. It's 2-2. Mendozona 6 for 26 this season versus the Miners. He went 1 for 5 in game 1. Peyton working from the right side of the rubber, comes set at the belt. 2-2 offering. Fastball outside, and the count's full, 3-2. Mendozona also picked up an RBI last night along with a strikeout, as he awaits the payoff pitch from Blake Peyton. As Peyton takes a deep breath and now steps off the mound to try to recollect himself and establish a rhythm. Runner at first, 1 down, middle infield in double play depth for the Miners. Cody Huff, the third baseman, playing 1 step behind the bag. Carlson holding Clifton at first. Payoff pitch. Fastball misses low and outside for ball 4. 6th walk of the night for Blake Peyton. Both base runners so far in this inning have reached base on free passes. Peyton set down the first man of the inning, Malcolm Tipler, on a bunt out. But the last 2 batters, he has allowed a walk as pitching coach Jeff Erlab emerges from the first base dugout. And for the 3rd time tonight, we begin to see movement out of the Miners' bullpen in the right field corner.
And yeah, another opportunity for the Pilots here, and another runner in scoring position. All 4 innings of work for Blake Peyton. He has had a fight with a runner in scoring position. He's been able to work his way out of them 2 out of the 3 times so far. We'll see the outcome of this one. 2 on, 1 out for Peyton. He's been very good this season, working out of trouble, as we'll see how long the Miners will leave him in with Evan Floyd working out of the bullpen. But as you see, we'll see what happens here. Runners on first and second, 1 out. And for Blake Payne, just needs to be attacking the zone, walk the last 2 batters, and just really just needs to attack Garrett Spain at the plate. And again, Spain riding really hot at the plate in the playoffs so far in this series. So we'll see how he attacks him. Probably just going to go right after him and really hope to get him out here.
Peyton trying to regain his control. He's walked 6 batters now in the night. The batter for the Pilots now, Garrett Spain, who has 4 hits in the series. First and second, 1 out. First pitch. Breaking ball waved at and missed for strike 1, and Spain doing Peyton a favor there as that breaking ball dropped into the dirt. As Spain swinging on the first pitch there, a bit of a surprise given that the last 2 batters reached on a base on balls. Peyton's last outing against the Pilots, July 26th. He went 4 innings, allowing 3 runs, 2 hits, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts. 0-1 pitch to Spain, another breaking ball, same spot in the dirt. Spain lays this one off, it's 1-1. Spain has 7 multi-hit games in his last 14 contests, has been one of the hottest hitters in the Alaska Baseball League. Lefty-lefty matchup here as Peyton comes set at the belt. Checks the runner at second, the 1-1. Breaking ball high and tight there as Spain had to duck out of danger. It's 2-1. For the third time tonight, Evan Floyd is warming up in the Miners bullpen in the right field corner. He's been one of the most used relievers by manager Tyler LeBrun over this last month, as the right-hander is getting loose once again. Peyton comes set. Gives another look to second base. The 2-1 pitch on the way. Runs inside and gets away from the catcher Robbie Brew to the backstop. Clifton moves to third. Mendozone at a second as the Pilots now have 2 men in scoring position with 1 out. And we heard a tick there, whether it hit Spain or hit his bat, or it was the glove of catcher Robbie Brew. I'm not sure, but the home plate umpire says it's a ball. Both base runners move up, and now the Miners infield playing on the grass. As we've already seen once tonight, Peyton force a ground ball with 2 men in scoring position, less than 2 outs. 3-1. Fastball in there at the knees for a called strike 2.
And yeah, Peyton at the plate doesn't have to force anything here either. Otino on deck with both at bats striking out, so he can just really throw whatever he wants here.
Payoff pitch is on the way. Breaking ball in there on the outside corner, and Garrett Spain can't believe it. Garrett Spain in complete disbelief on that call. A slider that the home plate umpire may have given a little advantage there to Peyton. And Nick, once again, we are seeing the home plate umpire giving that advantage to the pitchers. As folks, I don't know if you could see the look on Garrett Spain's face, but he was in utter shock as that pitch was called strike 3. Nonetheless, it's the 5th strikeout of the night for Peyton as manager Tyler LeBrun heads out to the mound, and Peyton's night is over.
Yeah, and great performance by Peyton in situations where, he had runners in scoring position. He was able to work his way out of it and limit the damage as much as he possibly could have, and just a great all-around performance by him so far.
LeBrun will play the numbers. He'll go with the righty-on-righty matchup. Evan Floyd is coming in to pitch for the Miners. We'll tell you more about him when we return from this short break. Evan Floyd is the new pitcher for the Miners in the bottom of the 4th. He made 17 appearances during the regular season. He's about to make his first here in the playoffs as the 6'1", 220-pound right-hander from Pensacola, Florida, toes the slab and enters the game with runners at second and third, 2 down, and the batter for the Pilots is the cleanup man, Matt Otino. Floyd comes in for Blake Peyton, who went 3 2/3, allowing 2 runs. However, the 2 runners on base accredited to Peyton. First pitch on the way to Otino. Fastball misses inside, 1-0. Peyton's night ends 3 hits, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts. Tyler LeBrun playing the numbers here, putting the righty Floyd against the right-handed hitting Otino. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Big hack by Otino on the fastball, but he came up empty. It's 1-1. Floyd went 3-0 during the regular season, 2.67 earned run average in 27 innings. He has appeared in now 8 of the last 12 games for the Miners going back to the regular season. as the 1-1 pitch is popped up over towards short. Cody Huff calls off Caden Hogan and makes the catch for out number 3, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left on base for the Pilots in the bottom of the 4th. They've now left 8 men on base in the first 4 innings of this ball game. Miners coming back up to bat in the top of the 5th. They'll try to ignite their offense as our score at Herman Brothers Field. Pilots 2, Miners nothing in Game 2 of the first round of the Alaska Baseball League playoffs.
Your third baseman, number 17, Cody Huff.
Heart of the order coming up for the Mat-Su Miners in the top of the 5th as they trail the Anchorage Glacier Pilots 2-0. Brandon Monty with you alongside Nick Veland, bringing you Mat-Su Miners baseball on YouTube Live. Cody Huff digs in for the Miners, hitting cleanup for the first time this season as the first pitch to him on the way. Fastball misses outside 1-0. Huff, one of 2 hits on the night for the Miners. He singled back in the second as the 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball misses low. It's 2-0. Troy Melton continues to work strong for the Pilots into the 5th. So far has allowed no runs on 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, no walks. The 2-0. Fastball in there at the knees for a called strike 1. Huff, one of 3 Miners hitters to get a hit in Game 1. Has 2 hits now in the series. As the 2-1 pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball, lined down the left field line, and this could be extra bases. Huff is rounding first and digging for 2. Andrews gathers it in left. The throw to second base, not in time. It's a sliding double for Cody Huff to start the top of the 5th inning.
Now batting your first baseman, number 8.
For the second straight at-bat, Cody Huff leads off the inning with a hit. The Miners now have a man in scoring position with nobody down. And the batter, the 5th hitting first baseman, Tanner Carlson.
And Miners looking to rally here. Only been able to get at most a hit an inning. So with Tanner Carlson, a hit here can score a run. Big opportunity by Carlson with no outs here in the 5th for the Miners.
Another righty-on-righty matchup. Melton from the stretch deals. It's a bunt down the third base line by Carlson. Melton picks it up and now falls to his knees and bobbles the ball, and Carlson is safe at first. Another hit for the Miners. Their 3rd on the night. It's a bunt single for Carlson. Huff moves to 3rd. There are now runners at the corners, nobody down, and the batter is Tyler Porter. Let's go Miners chants beginning here as the crowd beginning to wake up here at Herman Brothers Field, trying to support their Miners and help them to a victory. Porter digs into the left-handed batter's box. Did not play in Game 1. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out so far tonight. First pitch. Change up in there at the knees for a called strike 1. Third baseman George Mendozona playing even with the bag. Middle infield in double play depth for the Pilots. Tying run now at first, lead run at the plate. Melton ready the 0-1. Fastball waved at and missed. It's 0-2. Porter, 3 multi-hit games in his last 6 contests. Going back to the regular season, he had just 1 in his first 24. He's been hot at the plate. Carlson gets his lead from first, Huff from third. 0-2. Fastball just misses off the inside corner, and Troy Melton looks to the sky as to say, where did that one miss? As it's 1-2. Melton couldn't believe it as he takes a deep breath and tries to recollect himself on the mound. He checks Carlson at first, now comes set at the belt. 1-2. Fastball, and this one's in there at the knees, and Porter knew it right away. It's a called strike 3, and that's the first out of the inning. Still runners at the corners for the Miners. One down in the top of the 5th, and coming to bat is Sam Thompson. Thompson's been one of the hottest hitters in the Miners lineup over these last couple games, currently working on a 3-game hit streak. He has 3 RBIs in his last 2 games. Melton ready, a righty-on-righty matchup here. First pitch to Thompson, fastball in there on the outside corner, called strike 1. 2 hits in the inning so far for the Miners. They have 3 on the ball game. Melton is ready, takes another deep breath. The 0-1 pitch on the way is popped straight back over the press box, out of play. It's 0-2. Thompson, a Bremen, Georgia native, hitting 195 this year at Ehrman Brothers Field. He went 1 for 3 in Game 1 of this series. Carlson at first, Huff at third, 1 man down. 0-2 pitch on the way from Melton. Fastball waved at and missed for strike 3. After giving up 2 hits to start the inning, Troy Melton has now fanned the last 2 batters he's faced. He has 5 strikeouts now in the night, and he's 1 out away from getting himself out of a jam, as the Miners still looking to get on the scoreboard with the catcher Robbie Brew stepping up to the plate. Robbie Brew is 0 for 1 on the night. He struck out swinging back in the 3rd. First pitch. Fastball lined straight back off the chain link fence, making up the press box or backstop at Ehrman Brothers Field for that matter. 0-1. Brew, a Contra Costa Community College student by way of Castro Valley, California. He awaits the 0-1. Fastball in there on the outside corner for a called strike 2. First game of the postseason for Brew tonight. He played 7 during the regular season, one of the newer additions to the Miners. He stands in ready, 0-2 on the way. Fastball in there on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Miners get the first 2 men of the inning on base, but then Troy Melton buckles down and strikes out 3 straight Mat-Su Miners to end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base for the green and gold. Bottom of the 5th coming up here at Ehrman Brothers Field. The Pilots leading the Mat-Su Miners 2-0. Bottom of the fifth coming up at Herman Brothers Field. The Pilots leading the Miners 2-0 in Game 2 of this best-of-3 series, the first round of the Alaska Baseball League postseason. Brandon Monty with you alongside Nick Veland, bringing you Mat-Su Miners Baseball here on YouTube Live. Zach Morgan will be the first batter of the inning for the Pilots. It's the 5-6-7 coming up for Jeff Pritchard's lineup. Morgan stands in 1 for 1 on the night. Singled in the second, walked in the third. Evan Floyd back on the hill. First pitch to Morgan. Breaking ball misses outside, 1-0. The Pilots won their first playoff game in 6 calendar years last night. August 1st, 2013 was the last time Anchorage won a playoff game prior to last night. 1-0 pitch. Fastball in there at the knees for a called strike one. Miners trying to keep their 3-year championship streak alive. Down 1-0 in this series. Will have some work to do to win this one, as the 1-1 pitch on the way to Morgan is sliced foul down the right field line, out of play. It's 1-2. Miners had their streak of 6 consecutive playoff victories snapped last night. First Miners playoff loss since August 4th, 2017, in their 5-1 defeat last night here at Herman Brothers Field. 1-2. Breaking ball, swung on and bounced to short. Hogan fields it cleanly, throws to first in time. Good stretch by Carlson to pick the low throw for out number 1. First man of the inning set down by Evan Floyd on a 6-3 ground out, as that brings us to the number 6 hitter, left fielder E.J. Andrews. Andrews 0 for 1 on the night. Popped out to second in the second and walked in the third, but was left stranded on second base. Floyd from the stretch is ready. First pitch. Fastball waved at and missed. Andrews tardy on that one. It's 0-1. The Pilots have left 8 men on base in this ball game thus far, as Andrews stands back in. Righty on righty matchup. 0-1. Fastball lines straight back towards the press box, and the count 0-2. Andrews 8 for 16 in stolen bases during the year. Was caught stealing more times than any other player in the Alaska Baseball League as he steps into the right-handed batter's box. Andrews ready, Floyd ready. 0-2. Fastball in there on the outside corner for a called strike 3, and Andrews stands at the plate in disbelief as he stares down at the plate. And Nick, we are noticing throughout the night these hitters are becoming very frustrated with the strike zone.
Well, the pitchers are very happy about it because they're getting the calls on the outside part of the plate and really sending down these batters on the outside part, really, zoning in and using that to their advantage.
So Floyd sets down the first 2 men of the inning. The batter now Alex Beza. First pitch to him. Fastball grounded straight back off the backstop, 0-1. Evan Floyd trying to work a 1-2-3 inning. Manager Tyler LeBrun referred to him as one of the biggest workhorses and just a bulldog for this Mat-Su Miner team. Has risen to the occasion a lot of times this year. Floyd nods to his catcher, Robbie Brew, gets the sign. The 0-1 pitch on the way. A nasty breaking ball that drops in on the outer part of the plate for a called strike 2. Floyd, a fastball, a slider, and a changeup in his arsenal. Shakes off one sign. Now he's got what he likes. 0-2. Fastball hit in the air out to left field. Kobe Boulware is giving chase, and he's not going to get this ball as it bounces over his head off the wall. Beza runs into second, and he is in standing with a double, as the Pilots now have a man in scoring position with 2 down. Beza's 3rd hit of the postseason so far, as he stands in with a double. 2 hits now on the night for the Pilots' first baseman, as the batter is the 8th hitting designated hitter, Bradley Knighting. Beza's 2nd straight multi-hit game, as he stands in on second base. 2 down. Knighting stands in, playing in his first game of the playoffs. Floyd ready from the stretch, working off the right side of the rubber. Checks Beza at second. First pitch. Fastball waved at and missed for strike 1. Alex Beza has been on fire against the Miners in these last 2 games. He is now 4 for 7 in the series. He stands on second, Knighting at the plate, 0-1. Breaking ball, misses in the dirt. Knighting thought about it but laid off. Count evens at 1-1. Floyd's last time out was on July 30th against the Chinooks. He threw a 1-2-3 inning, got 2 strikeouts, and won his 3rd game of the year. He's only allowed a run in 2 of his 17 appearances on the season. Floyd ready, the 1-1 pitch. Fastball in there on the outside corner. It's 1-2. Crowd trying to get behind Floyd here at Herman Brothers Field. That no longer has the sun on it now. It's being blocked by a series of clouds in the right field distance. As the temperature in the low 70s. 1-2 pitch on the way. Fastball misses inside. The count evens 2-2. One of the more comfortable nights of this summer thus far. Ask many Alaskans and they'll tell you it's been one of the hottest summers in recent memory. But a lot of players from Texas and California on this roster, I'm sure they're used to it. 2-2. Fastball popped in the air out to left field. Boulware is giving chase. He's now in foul ground. Makes the catch for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left on base for the Pilots. As we move into the top of the 6th inning, Miners trying to get the bats rolling. They trail the Pilots 2-0. (9-1-2) coming up for the Miners, top of the 6th. They trail the Anchorage Glacier Pilots 2-0. Brandon Monty with you alongside Nick Velan as the first pitch to Hogan. A changeup that misses low for ball 1. Hogan stands back in, righty on righty matchup. Melton goes into the windup, 1-0. Fastball ripped into left field for a base hit. Good line drive swing there by Caden Hogan as he stands on first. That's the 5th hit of the night for the Miners and the first for Hogan here in the postseason. As the Miners have their leadoff man aboard and the lineup rolls over to Justin Kirby. Kirby stands in hitting leadoff tonight. 5 RBIs in his last 3 games. And he drove in the only run of game 1 for the Miners. Hogan at first, nobody down. Kirby stands in, first pitch. Kirby squares bunt, pulls it back, pitch misses, throw to first, not in time, as Morgan tried to get Hogan on the snap throw, but he slid back in safely with a head-first slide. Kirby, an Alpharetta, Georgia native, went 1 for 3 in game 1. He's 0 for 2 tonight. 1-0, Kirby squares bunt again, pitch misses upstairs, the count now 2-0. Hogan now 1 for 2. He's on first. He went a perfect 5 for 5 in stolen bases during the regular season. Melton ready, working quickly from the stretch. Gives Hogan a look at first. Kirby squares again. Pitch misses low, and the count 3-0. And Nick, we're seeing that small ball approach back in action here for the Miners. A lot of attempts to bunt here, trying to move runners over and play one run at a time.
Yep, just Miners trying to get on the scoreboard one run at a time, as you said, and every run counts here in this ball game.
3-0 pitch in there on the inside corner for a called strike one.
Yeah, no need to really force the bunt here for Kirby up in the strike zone, 3-1. A little more urgency here with one strike, but definitely laying off that last pitch because of the 3-0 count.
Melton ready, the 3-1 pitch. Kirby squares bunt, pitch misses upstairs for ball 4. That's the first walk of the night for Troy Melton, and the first batter that Melton has thrown more than 2 balls to, as there's now runners at first and second, nobody down. The Miners offense threatening as there's a right-hander getting loose in the Pilots bullpen, and now assistant coach Cody Thompson will go out to have a word with his starter.
Yeah, and back-to-back base runners getting on for the Miners, just like last inning. Melton able to battle back and really strike out the next 3 batters to get him out of that jam. Might have to really work hard here again. Really high, intense pressure pitches for Melton on the mound here for the second inning in a row.
Melton responded well to adversity in the 5th, as he'll look to follow suit again in the 6th. Kobe Boulware is the batter for the Miners. He's 1 for 2. He singled up the middle back in the 4th inning of this one. First and second, nobody down. Boulware stands in. It's a bunting situation as third baseman George Mendozona is playing on the grass of the infield. First baseman Alex Beza will follow suit. Middle infield in double play depth. Boulware squaring all the way as he gets one down the third base line. Zach Morgan picks it up, throws over to first in time for out number 1. Tough play there by Morgan with the speedy Boulware sprinting down the line as he just beat him to the bag. Hogan thought about advancing from third to home as there was nobody covering, but Hogan quickly had to stop as the Pilots realized there was nobody home. It's second and third now, 1 down for Eric Webb. Webb 0 for 6 so far in the series. He stands into the right-handed batter's box and awaits the first pitch from Troy Melton. Here it comes. Breaking ball hit into left field, and this one drops for a base hit. Hogan is coming home, and the Miners are on the board for the first time tonight. They cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. RBI single for Eric Webb. His first hit and RBI of the series, and just the second run for the Miners, as they now have men on the corners, only 1 down, and the cleanup man Cody Huff is stepping in. Huff has been hot tonight. He's 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Huff's double the only extra base hit for the Miners so far in the series. Webb at first, Kirby at third. First pitch to Huff on the way, fastball upstairs. They appeal to first and the umpire says no go. It's 1-0. Melton running into trouble here for the first time in this ball game, as Huff stands back in, looking to keep his hot streak alive. 1-0 pitch. Huff squares bunt, lays one down the first base line, but it rolls foul. It's 1-1, and Nick, pretty unorthodox play here. You don't see this too often. The suicide squeeze as Kirby was on the move.
Yeah, and, Miners just trying to get the Pilots in a situation where they weren't expecting, but with that foul ball, they could possibly expect the bunt here, and now they're going to be ready for it as that sneak bunt was unsuccessful.
1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball popped in the air over towards first base. Alex Beza settles underneath it, and he will make the catch in front of first base coach Jeff Erlab for out number 2, and a big out there for Troy Melton. 2 down now for the Miners. Runners still at the corners. The batter, Tanner Carlson. Carlson singled his last time around in the 5th, but was left stranded. He stands in 1 for 2, 1 for 5 in the series. Webb gets his lead from first. Kirby steps off third. Webb is on the move. First pitch, breaking ball that is in there on the inside corner as Webb advances to second base. First stolen base of the series for the Miners. 2 men in scoring position now, 2 down. 0-1 pitch. Another breaking ball in there at the knees for a called strike 2. Carlson down in the count 0-2. He steps out of the box and takes a couple practice hacks. He stands in with his bat in front of his chest. He awaits the 0-2. Here it comes. Fastball ripped into left field. E.J. Andrews is charging in and makes the catch at his shoelaces for out number 3. Ball hung in the air just a little bit too long, and Andrews was able to track it down and make the catch at his feet for out number 3, and the side is retired. Miners get on the board though. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. Bottom of the 6th coming up. The Pilots lead the Miners 2-1. Malcolm Tipler will be the leadoff man for the Pilots in the bottom of the 6th. It's the 9-1-2 coming up for Jeff Pritchard's Pilots. Anchorage leading the Miners 2-1. Tipler stands in. Floyd back on the mound. He's ready. The first pitch. Fastball misses low for ball 1. ABL along with his teammate Tipler. Clicked in second in the ABL during the regular season in stolen bases with 17. Floyd gives a look over to first. Tipler gets about a 2.5 step lead, and now Floyd throws over. Tipler back in with a dive. Other action in the Alaska Baseball League out in Anchorage. The Bucks squaring off against the Oilers. That one in Game 2. Bucks lead that series 1-0. Floyd ready the 0-1. Fastball hit in the air, out to deep left center field. Webb and Boulware both giving chase, and Boulware is able to track it down a few steps in front of the wall for a loud out number 1. Not an easy running catch to make for Boulware, but there's a lot of speed out in the outfield for the Miners between Webb and Boulware in center and left. There's a runner at first now, 1 down for George Mendozona. In the bottom of the 2nd out in Anchorage, the Bucks already hold a 2-0 lead over the Oilers, as the Bucks looking to advance to the top of the World Series. Floyd comes set at the belt. First pitch to Mendozona. Fastball high and upstairs, 1-0. Last night, a perfect example of just how wild playoff baseball can get. The Oilers scored the first 6 runs of Game 1, took a 6-0 lead over the Bucks into the bottom of the 6th. The Bucks went on to score the next 7 runs and win that game 7-6. As again, Floyd throws over to first. Tipler is back in safely with a dive. Oilers had a good opportunity to steal Game 1 but squandered it. And now the Bucks jumping ahead early as the 1-0 pitch to Mendozona. Fastball in there on the outside corner. It's strike 1, 1-1 the count. A lot of history for Mendozona at Oregon State. He is currently a Beaver, and both of his grandfathers played baseball at Oregon State. Mendozona stands into the left-handed batter's box with an open stance. 1-1 pitch is on the way. It's a fastball in there on the outside corner, and Mendozona has some words for the home plate umpire about that one. It's 1-2. 1 run, 6 hits, no errors for the Miners. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Pilots. Floyd shakes off one sign. Gives a look to Tipler at first. Now he's got the pitch he wants. 1-2. Breaking ball misses low. Mendozona thought about chasing it. They appeal down to second. Umpire says no go. It's 2-2. So far on the day, Mendozona is 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch, walked, and grounded out to second back in the first. Sun starting to beam its way down onto the infield now at Herman Brothers Field. 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside, and the counts run full, 3-2. The Pilots have left 9 men on base in this ball game. They've now left 17 total on in this series. Floyd gives Tipler another look at first. 3-2 pitch. Fastball popped foul over the press box, out of play. The count remains full. That foul ball brought to you by the Palmer Golf Course. Summer is the perfect opportunity to work on your golf game. The Palmer Golf Course is located right in the heart of Palmer, just about 2 miles from Herman Brothers Field. Call 907-745-4653 for more information. Another payoff pitch on the way, and Floyd electing to throw over to first once again as Tipler is back with a head-first dive. Runner at first, 1 out. Middle infield in double play depth for the Miners. Carlson holding Tipler at first. The payoff pitch is hit in the air, out to deep right center field. Kirby and Webb giving chase. Webb calls off Kirby in the gap, makes the catch for out number 2, and now Tipler's tagging up to second. The throw not quite in time. Close play at the bag at 2. The ball skipped past Caden Hogan right as he was about to apply the tag, as an uncommon play there with Tipler tagging up from first to second. You don't see that very often from base runners, as the Pilots now have a man in scoring position with 2 down, and the batter is Garrett Spain. Spain has been red hot in this series so far. He is 4 for 7. He drove in a run last night as well. Floyd ready, first pitch. Breaking ball drops in. Good backdoor action on that breaking ball as it dropped on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Spain a .265 hitter during the regular season. 17 RBIs, 7 doubles. 0-1 pitch to him. Another breaking ball. This one misses inside. Count evens at 1. It's a battle of the 2 best pitching staffs in the Alaska Baseball League in this series. These 2 teams had the best ERAs combined. They also combined for 9 of the 12 shutouts in the ABL this year. 1-1. Fastball popped foul over the Pilots' dugout on the third base side. It's 1-2. These 2 teams were also in the top 2 pitching-wise in complete games, strikeouts, walks allowed, and runs allowed. Evan Floyd, one of the top relief pitchers in the ABL, toes the slab on the right side of the rubber. He leans in with the glove tucked to the jersey and gets his sign. Now comes set, checks the runner at second, the 1-2. Fastball poked in the air, down the left field line. Cody Huff is giving chase, still trotting after it as this ball lands in foul ground, and a nice catch by a fan down the left field line as he gets a nice applause. Good hands there. It's 1-2. The Pilots and Miners have split their last 12 meetings dating back to the regular season. Miners won the season series 6-5. The Pilots took game 1, as now Let's Go Miners chants once again emerging. Floyd leans in, gets his sign from Brew. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball popped in the air, foul, once again out of play, and the count stays at 1-2. Third foul ball of the at-bat. 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up between Floyd and Spain, as we'll see who wins the battle. Not much offense from either team in this game, just 11 hits combined. It's a 2-1 ball game in the 6th. 1-2. Breaking ball waved at and missed for strike 3. Big punch out for Floyd there. His second of the night, the third for Garrett Spain, as he now has the hat trick. The side is retired. We're through 6 here at Herman Brothers Field in Game 2 of the first round of the Alaska Baseball League playoffs. Troy Melton will be back on the mound for the Pilots. Miners coming to bat in the top of the 7th when we return. I'm throwing it over to Nick Veland for the last 3 innings of this game. This has been Brandon Monty broadcasting you Mat-Su Miners Baseball on YouTube Live.
Tyler Porter to get us going here in the top of the 7th inning. 2-1 ball game where the Glacier Pilots are leading the Mat-Su Miners. Troy Melton in for his 7th inning of work. First pitch hits the outside part of the plate for strike 1 with the fastball. 0-1 pitch on its way, grounded down the first base line, but that ball will go foul. As so far in this ball game, the Pilots got out to a quick 2-0 lead in the second. Miners striking though in the top of the 6th with 1 run, making it now a 1-run game with 3 innings to play. 0-2 pitch on its way, grounded over to second baseman Malcolm Tipler. Good range, unable to field it and throw down to first. So Tyler Porter will take first on that one, as they will mark that down in E4. Sam Thompson now to stand in with runners on first.
And on that play, Malcolm Tipler getting a nice dose of some of the hops that the infielders have experienced here at Herman Brothers Field this year. As a tough play there by Tipler in the hole. They will mark it as an error. Kind of an in-between play on that one. I personally would have gave him a single, but nonetheless, Porter's on first to start the 7th.
Sam Thompson now up at the plate. 0 for 2 on the ball game. Squares bunt, pulls it back in time for ball 1. Bunting situation for the Miners, down a run to get Tyler Porter into scoring position. Robbie Brew stands in on deck with Caden Hogan in the hole. Tyler Porter gets his lead off at first. Troy Melton looks in, throws the pitch, gets the bunt down to Sam Thompson. The throw to second to get the lead runner, as a good awareness play by Zach Morgan to realize the play still could have been made at second and throw it down there in time for out number 1.
And Thompson couldn't quite get the bunt out that far as he needed to, as Morgan, good pop time there. He knew the bunt was coming, was able to quickly emerge from the crouch position behind the plate and make a strong throw to second to throw out Porter for the first out.
Robbie Brew up at the plate. Sam Thompson stands in at first. First pitch on its way to him. Fastball that misses outside for ball 1. Clear skies tonight here at Herman Brothers Field. Sun is starting to shine again, coming out of the clouds, as it's in the mid-70s as the 1-0 pitch fouled out of play for strike 1. Herman Brothers, big attraction, the view in left field with Pioneers Peak just coming out in all of its beauty tonight, as that mountain range you can see perfectly clear. 1-1 pitch on its way. It's the outside part of the plate for strike 2. Robbie Brew down the count, 1 ball to 2 strikes. The runner on first, 1 out. Melton looks in, gets his sign from Zach Morgan behind the plate. Readies himself on the mound, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 outs now with Caden Hogan coming up to the plate. 7th strikeout on the night for Troy Melton, and he's been really showing the Miners how well he's been able to pitch in his Alaska Baseball League career. Hogan 1 for 2 on the day, singled in the 6th and later scored. First pitch to him misses outside for ball 1.
And Melton has looked like a completely different pitcher tonight than the one we saw in those first two outings. Has looked much sharper. Fastball has more velocity, and I think his slider has had more break to it as well. Has done a very good job mixing his pitches.
Sam Thompson gets his lead. The 1-0 pitch rocked to left field. That should stay in the ballpark as E.J. Andrews gets under it and makes the catch for out number 3. Miners will leave one runner on one error. No hits and no runs scored. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time here at Herman Brothers Field as the Miners trail the Pilots 2-1. Heart of the order due up for the Anchorage Glacier Pilots here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. As a reminder that the Pilots are the visiting team, although we are at the Miners.
Shortstop, number 5, Matt.
The Pilots are the home team, although we are at the Miners field due to scheduling playoffs in the ABL. Matt Otino to get things going for the Glacier Pilots here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. First pitch from Evan Floyd on the way to him. Off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. Otino 0 for 3 on the night, 2 strikeouts and a pop fly. As Floyd going in for his 3rd inning of work. 0-1 offering on its way. Grounded right in front of the plate, but that will bounce. Foul. 0-2 is the count.
Floyd working strong here out of the bullpen for the Miners, as he usually does. He's got himself out of a lot of tough situations. The Pilots have left a man on base in every inning of this ball game thus far.
As Floyd toes the rubber, declines Robbie Bruce first offering to him. Agrees with the second one. 0-2 pitch grounded over to short. Caden Hogan fields it, throws on to first in time for out number 1. Miners bullpen so far in the offseason has not given up a single run. Abshire passed the baton off to Jack White last night, where he went 3 innings pitched with 3 hits and no earned runs, and no runs being scored. And then Tommy Barnhouse closed that ball game out in the 9th. So far tonight, Evan Floyd coming in for Blake Payton. First pitch to Zach Morgan, foul down the third base line for strike 1. Morgan 1 for 2 on the night. Singled in the 2nd and later scored and grounded out in the 5th. As he settles in the right-handed batter's box to face off against Evan Floyd. 0-1 count to him. Floyd ready with the 0-1 pitch as that fastball hits the inside part of the plate for strike 2. Floyd quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. As Floyd collects himself, gets ready at the belt, and eyes down. Zach Morgan at the plate. 0-2 pitch fouled straight back, and the count will remain 0-2. Floyd trying to keep the Miners alive here and give them another opportunity to put a run on the board. 2-1 ball game in favor of the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Floyd ready, collects himself on the mound, ready at the belt. The 1-2 pitch on its way, off speeder, and Zach Morgan knew it right away as that breaking ball broke right down the middle. Nothing you can do about it if you're Zach Morgan for strike 3.
Boy, Morgan was frozen on that one. That breaking ball's got a little extra movement on it tonight for Evan Floyd. Has had these Pilots hitters tied in knots. He's got the first two men set down in the inning. Looking for a 1-2-3 as E.J. Andrews steps in.
Third strikeout on the night for Evan Floyd brings up E.J. Andrews to the plate. As Andrews sets in. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. As Andrews 0 for 2 on the night. Reach base on a walk in the third and put out on strikes in the fifth. He settles in here in the seventh. 1-0 pitch from Floyd on its way is popped up into center field. Eric Webb will get under it, make the catch for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Pilots. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runs scored. We head to the top of the 8th inning. Pilots lead the Miners 2-1. Top of the lineup for the Matsu Miners here in the top of the 8th inning. Justin Kirby, Kobe Boulware, and Eric Webb will be up at the plate. As Kirby stands in 0 for 2 on the day, reached on a walk, struck out, and grounded out. First pitch to Kirby on its way will miss on the inside part of the plate for ball 1. Quickly ahead is Kirby 1-0. Troy Melton coming out for his 8th inning of work as he has been pitching very well for the Pilots. 1-0 pitch on its way, popped up out of play, and the count leaving up at 1-1. So far on the night, 7 strikeouts for Melton to only 1 walk as he has been lights out for the Pilots. 1-1 pitch on the way is grounded on the third baseline, but that ball will go foul for strike 2. That ball is brought to you by the Napa Auto Parts. If your car needs a new taillight or just sort of any nut, bolt, or screw, be sure to visit the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're located in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. 1-2 pitch on its way is popped up on the infield. Shortstop Matt Otino will call out the center fielder, track it down, and make the catch for out number 1.
Just 78 pitches on the night thus far for Troy Melton. Only one batter on this game has seen 3 balls in the count. Melton has worked very efficiently, has thrown a lot of strikes. As the Miners trying to ignite their offense here. Kobe Boulware 1 hit on the night. We'll see if he can add to that total and get a rally going.
Kobe Boulware stands in at the plate. First pitch to him on its way is grounded out to second baseman Malcolm Tipler. He fields it, fires on to first in time for out number 2. So 1 pitch out for Kobe Boulware brings up Eric Webb to the plate. Miners are down to their last 4 outs, where they need to score at least 1 run if they want to at least tie this ball game, depending on what the Pilots can do in the bottom half of this inning. Melton stands in on the mound, looks in to get his sign. First pitch to Webb, line straight down the third baseline, trails foul for strike 1.
And it appears this will be Melton's last inning if he works his way through. There's a right-hander getting loose for the Pilots. From here, it looks like their closer, number 32, Hunter Rigsby.
And Rigsby has been one of the most effective relievers in the ABL, as the 0-1 pitch is fouled out of play. Webb quickly behind the count, 0-2. As the Miners trying not to be eliminated here and fight for another day. 0-2 pitch on its way from Melton. Misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Eric Webb at the plate. As the 1-2 pitch from Melton on its way, grounded on the third base line, but that will go foul. And third base coach David Dennis will make the play and throw it in to a fan for a souvenir.
And I'm surprised on the pitch before that the umpire didn't call it a strike, because he's been a little inconsistent tonight with that outside corner. A tough pitch to lay off for the batters, a pitch that they pretty much had to swing at.
1-2 pitch to Eric Webb at the plate. Nobody on, 2 outs as that ball is crushed. As that ball goes back, and that will just trail foul. And you can hear the fans here at Herman Brothers Field, the initial roar of the crowd, thinking that was gone. But the left fielder, E.J. Andrews, immediately threw his fingers up, saying that ball is foul to the third base umpire, just to reassure him and make him see that. 1-2 pitch to Webb on the way, lined into left field, but that will be able for E.J. Andrews to make the catch for out number 3. So Miners almost able to tie it up there in the 8th, but they are unable to do so. They go 3 up, 3 down. They're down to their last 3 outs of this ABL season. As we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, Pilots lead 2-1. Alex Baeza to lead things off here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 7, 8, 9 hitters are due up. Baeza, Knighting, and Tipler. 2-1 ball game in favor of the Glacier Pilots, as Evan Floyd back on the mound for the Matsu Miners. First offering to Baeza on the way, lined into left field. Boer retreating back, throws the glove up, makes the catch for out number 1. Quick and easy out number 1 for the Miners defense. That brings up Bradley Knighting. Evan Floyd coming out for his 4th inning of work. Has already pitched 3 2/3. Bradley Knighting up at the plate. 0 for 3 on the ball game, with a ground out, strikeout, and a flyout. First offering to Knighting. Misses outside for ball 1. Both teams so far on the day with 10 runners left on 15 runners left on base combined between both squads, as pitching tonight has been very effective. 1-0 pitch in there for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here at Herman Brothers Field as the crowd on the edge of their seats trying to make their team force a game 3 as the 1-1 pitch fouled straight back, hits off the press box. And Wolfgang Winters, the PA announcer, will add another fine to the hitter at the plate for the repairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out to Bradley Knighting at the plate. 1-2 pitch, fouled out of play. Count remains 1-2. That foul ball brought to you by the Alaska Club. The Miners spend their mornings lifting, running, and staying in shape by visiting the Alaska Club. Visit them in Anchorage, Eagle River, Fairbanks, Juneau, and the Mat-Su Valley. Visit www.thealaskaclub.com for more information. 1-2 pitch from Floyd on the way. It's a curveball that misses outside, and the count leaving up at 2-2. Malcolm Tipler stands in on deck. Tipler 1 for 2 on the ball game. As Knighting stands in the left-handed batter's box, righty on lefty matchup. 2-2 pitch on its way is lined into right center field. Jumping up is Tyler Porter as the ball will go right over his glove, and Knighting's in with a 1-out single.
Now batting, second baseman, number 8, Malcolm Tipler.
1 runner on, 1 out with Malcolm Tipler coming to the plate. Tipler 1 for 2 on the day with a single. Reached base twice on a walk, and then grounded out in the 4th inning. Knighting stands over at first as the Pilots here trying to add some insurance runs. As pitching coach Jeff Erlab will come out and have a word with his pitcher. As it appears the Miners will have a person warming up in the bullpen if Floyd runs into some trouble. 1 runner on, 1 out for Evan Floyd. Brandon, Evan Floyd has been working very strong so far, going into his 4th inning of work, which has been a lot. He's not used to that many innings, so what do you expect out of him to try to finish off this inning?
Well, it just depends on this next batter here in terms of who the Miners will have on the mound. I think if Floyd runs into any more trouble, the Miners are going to turn it over to Jacob McNary, who is normally their closer, but obviously in a losing situation. They'll still bring him in here in the 9th for some mop-up work to try to contain the deficit.
1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Floyd trying to work it so the Miners only have a 1-run deficit going into their last at-bat opportunity. Floyd looks in, looks over, and checks the runner off at first. Gets his sign from Robbie Brew. Looks in the first offering. Grounded down the first base line. That go foul for ball 1. Crowd here tonight, 792 to watch game 2 of this playoff series. Other ABL action, the Anchorage Bucks are holding a 2-1 lead over the Peninsula Oilers going into the top of the 6th inning. As if both of these games stand, it'll be the Glacier Pilots versus the Bucks down in Anchorage for the final. 0-1 pitch on its way, misses downstairs for ball 1. 1's on the board here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. 1 runner on, who is Bradley Knighting. He stands in at first. Evan Floyd looks over to Knighting. Collects himself on the mound. The 1-1 pitch lined into left center field. That ball is going to drop and go up against the wall. Knighting rounding second, heading for third. Tipler falls down and will have to retreat back to first, but Knighting able to throw. The throw down to plate is in time for out number 2. Big play there by the Miners. Good relay throw to get the runner out at the plate. Tipler rounding first, trips over the bag, stumbles halfway in between first and second, realizing that Caden Hogan at short has the ball. Has to put on the sprint back to first. Knighting heading from third to home. The throw in time, beating him. Robbie Brew applies the tag. for out number 2. Big play there by the Miners. 1 on, 2 outs now. And it looks like Evan Floyd's day will be done, as head coach Tyler LeBrun will bring in Jacob McNary out of the bullpen. Great outing by Evan Floyd, and the crowd here at Herman Brothers Field are giving him a little round of applause here. The bullpen running in to the Miners dugout to give Evan Floyd some high fives and praise him for the work that he just put on. Great outing for Evan Floyd, bringing in Jacob McNary now with 1 runner on, 2 outs, and what a series of events there, Brandon.
Certainly was. Terrific relay there by Knighting. Looked like he was running out of steam, rounding third base. As a big out number 2, McNary comes into the ball game to try to get this final out and send the Miners back up to the plate, down by just 1 run.
The momentum swings into the Miners' favor here as the crowd of 792 on their feet after that play. And they're not done yet with the Miners. Will be coming up to the plate next. 1 out still away that the Miners have to get here in the bottom of the 8th inning, but only 1 runner on first, with Dalen Collicton coming up to the plate. We'll be right back and take a short break here as Jacob McNary finishes up his warm-up tosses. We'll be right back. Dalen Collicton, top of the lineup for the Pilots, stands in here with 2 outs and a runner on first. As Malcolm Tipler, a speedy runner, stands in at first. Dalen Collicton at the plate, first offering to him, misses outside for ball 1. Jacob McNary out of the University of Alabama now in to pitch here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and 2 outs. McNary looks in, the 1-0 pitch. Malcolm Tipler running as that ball is fouled for strike 1. Tipler heads back to first. Count moves to 1-1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2-1 ball game in favor of the Glacier Pilots, as Let's Go Miners chants are erupting here at Herman Brothers Field. 1-1 pitch on its way, swung on and missed, as that ball will run inside and hit Robbie Brew. And Robbie Brew looks like he's in some pain, as he will recollect himself as Tyler LeBrun will come out and have a word with his catcher. Hope everything's okay, as the ball runs inside and hits Robbie Brew. Not a situation you like to see. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs, as Robbie Brew down on one knee.
Fair season is here. Enjoy the festivities starting Thursday, August 22nd through Labor Day, Monday, September 2nd. The 2019 fair could be a crazy good year.
Robbie Brew getting some water. And now the trainer for the Miners coming out. So we'll take a short injury timeout here, as we'll be right back momentarily. Toughness of Robbie Brew on full display here, as he is able to walk it off and get ready. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs to Dalen Collicton at the plate. Malcolm Tipler stands over at first, as Jacob McNary, the right-handed pitcher out of the University of Alabama, stands in on the mound, looking to get one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. McNary set and ready on the mound. The 1-2 offering on its way, grounded up to Caden Hogan at short. Hogan will field it, fire on to first, in time for out number 3. Miners are down to their last 3 outs. They need at least 1 run to force it to the bottom of the 9th inning and keep their season alive. Pilots lead this one 2-1. We head to the top of the 9th inning. Here we are in the top of the 9th inning. Biggest series of at-bats for the Miners. Their season is on the line here, down 2-1 in their last 3 outs. Troy Melton will leave this game, but he had himself quite the day. 8 innings pitched, 1 run, 6 hits, 7 strikeouts to only 1 walk. Quite the performance from him, as the Pilots will hand it over to their star reliever, Hunter Rigsby. Has the lowest ERA of any pitcher in the ABL. That includes all starters and bullpen. Has been lights out all season for the Pilots in any save situation or any relief situation. As the 4, 5, 6 heart of the order for the Mat-Su Miners is up at the plate. Cody Huff, Tanner Carlson, and Tyler Porter, as the Miners are trying to battle back here and keep their season alive. First pitch to Huff popped up in between second and out the field, as Malcolm Tipler will range back and make the catch for out number 1. So 1 up, 1 pitch, 1 out, as Tanner Carlson will now come in, and the Miners' season is now down to 2 outs. Let's get it started, and here is the walk-up song to Tanner Carlson, as the 792 here at Herman Brothers Field, all on the edge of their seats, as the first pitch to Carlson is in there on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Hunter Rigsby, 13 innings of work, 27 and 2/3 innings of work, only .66 ERA. 0-1 pitch, misses inside for ball 1. 34 strikeouts in the regular season to only 11 walks. Miners knew if they were trailing at any part of this series that this would be the man to close it out. And here he is in the 9th. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to Tanner Carlson at the plate. The 1-1 pitch is popped up out of play for strike 2. Tyler Porter stands in on deck. Tanner Carlson at the plate. 1 for 3 on the ball game. Hunter Rigsby toes the rubber, looks in to get his sign by Zach Morgan behind the plate, as Rigsby quickly declines the first 3 signs given to him and agrees with the 4th. Collects himself on the mound, ready at the belt. The 1-2 pitch is popped up. Center fielder Dalen Clifton will call off the running back Malcolm Tipler, and that's out number 2. So a fly out the center puts down Carlson and brings up Tyler Porter. Miners are down to their last out as everyone in attendance here is on the edge of their seat, standing up, cheering as loud as they can, trying to be a factor and getting a Miners rally here with 2 outs. First pitch to Porter on the way, in there for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Tyler Porter stands in at the plate, 0 for 3. Reached, though, on an error. 0-1 offering from Rigsby on the way, bounces off home plate, and the count evens up at 1-1. Miners looking for their signature rally in the Valley. Win or go home here for the Miners. Pilots lead the series 1-0. Pilots took game 1 yesterday 5-1. They lead it here 2-1 here in the 9th inning. Hunter Rigsby ready with the 1-1 pitch as that misses outside for ball 2. Sam Thompson stands in on deck, seeing what Porter can do here as the right-hander out of University of Kentucky tries to close it out for the Pilots and end the minor season. Rigsby looks in, gets his sign, collects himself at the belt. 2-1 offering to Porter. Fouled straight back and out of play. 2's on the board here in the top of the 9th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs to Tyler Porter at the plate. Miners 1 strike away now. As Porter, left-hander at the plate. Rigsby takes a deep breath, toes the rubber, looks in, gets his sign from Zach Morgan. He looks in, gets his sign, agrees. 2-2 pitch on the way, grounded over to short. Matt Otino fields it, throw on to first in time for out number 3. And the Pilots will win this ball game and win the series 2-1. Final stat line from tonight's ball game. Pilots have 2 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. The Miners 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors. The Miners season ends tonight as the Pilots will move on to the championship to whoever wins the series against the Bucks and the Oilers. And a great performance all around by the Miners season, ending the regular season in 2nd place with 26 wins, 18 losses, and quite the performance all around. And the season will be over. Final post-game interview will be coming up shortly with one of the members of the coaching staff for the Matsu Miners. And signing off for the last time, it's been our pleasure to broadcast Matsu Miners baseball this entire season to all you folks back home. We appreciate all the gracious things you guys have been saying to us, and couldn't have been part of a better organization. I'm handing it over to Brandon Monty to say a few words.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Nick. We'd like to extend a very big thank you to all Matsu Miners fans who have streamed here on YouTube Live all season long. We'd be just a bunch of talking heads talking to ourselves up here in a press box if it weren't for you guys. So we thank you guys very much. And also, I think I speak for both of us, Nick, when I say a big thank you to the Matsu Miners organization for giving us this opportunity. Nothing but class from this entire organization all season long. It was a tremendous opportunity that we will not soon forget. No question about it. So thank you to the fans and the Matsu Miners organization. Not the outcome that the Miners obviously wanted, but still a very fun season up here in the booth.
Yes, indeed. Agree with you 100% on all of that. And we just thank you guys again for tuning into these broadcasts. Miners fall tonight 2-1 against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots here at Herman Brothers Field. The Pilots will move on to the championship. And for one last time, signing off here from Herman Brothers Field, this has been Nick Veland and Brandon Monty here on YouTube Live and Matsu Miners Baseball.